Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crux of Conjure. My name is Sarah, and I own Conjured Cardea. The website is shop.conjuredcardea.com. I am a 25-year professional witch. I have spent 15 of those years in the public eye, various platforms. I have over 200 videos on YouTube. So that is what led me here to begin doing podcast episodes. This is a second part to my last episode about offerings. I get a lot of questions about offerings during traveling and what is appropriate when you are in other countries or regions. And I have a lot of things to say about this. Um, because I just don't think that it's talked about in this way. So, when you travel to another region or country, it is absolutely 100% welcomed and acceptable to learn the mythology and the spirits and the folk saints of that area before you go, or by talking to locals once you get there. This way, you can leave appropriate offerings when you are visiting that area. A lot of people, when they are traveling, you'll have this just overwhelming, sense of, connection to the land and deep gratitude and just having these spiritual experiences when you visit a new land. And I don't know why we're not talking about this, or why this is supposed to be like a bad thing. It's not appropriating to appreciate. So I want to be very clear about that. Um, just because you are appreciating and honoring and respecting a culture and a land and the previous civilizations of that land does not mean that you are stealing anything. So we're talking about two completely different things here that are just kind of thrown into a big, just kind of, it just doesn't make any sense that these two things are thrown together. Um, Spending time with the locals is the first thing that you're going to want to do. Um, Establishing relationships with them, learning about their local folklore, their local herbal medicine, their local spiritual practices, and any place that I have traveled, and this is everywhere from Polynesia to Scandinavia to Mediterranean. Um, Everyone has been so excited to share their culture and their spiritual practices. They want you to wear what they wear. They want you to eat what they eat. They want you to learn their songs. They are so happy to share this with you. And when you are open like this and receptive, you will often get invited to participate in spiritual ceremonies, or at least be invited as a viewer of spiritual ceremonies. I have never once in my lifetime of traveling and learning the spirituality of different regions, I have never once had any of the locals. I haven't even had to ask, as a matter of fact. I haven't even had to ask or seek out um, viewing a ceremony or joining in a ritual, because I have always been invited. So, this is not this. I don't know if this is like a Western idea we have, or like an American idea we have, that they don't want to share with us, and they don't want us to learn about their traditions. This is so far beyond the opposite of what I have experienced. The last thing that they want you to do is go to their region and then go eat at the McDonald's and shop at the Sephora. That's the last thing they want you to do. They want you to spend their money at their local restaurants, at their local shops, making donations at their local religious centers, at their ceremonies, etc. Like I said, this idea of people wanting to stay very separate when you're traveling has not been my experience at all. And I feel like the only people that are having that experience are the people who are not being open and receptive and are not trying to acknowledge, respect, or learn the local culture. Um, the best place to start after talking with locals, even if you, okay, let's say maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're not interested in, I mean, I feel sorry for you, but say you're uncomfortable going out and talking with the locals. Okay, but what you can do is research the local food, and places always, always, always have a local drink that they make. Okay, a local alcoholic drink. Um, like when I spent time in Italy, every single place that you went, they had different limoncello because every region has different lemons, and every region tastes different, right? We spend a lot of time in the Caribbean, in the Dominican, and in St. Croix. St. Croix, you have Crucian rum because they're Crucian people, right? So they make the Crucian brand rum. So you can learn those things, and that is a very simple way to learn what to offer. You can buy a small bottle of that, and you can partake of some of it yourself if you'd like, and offer some, on the ground, or maybe on. I like to make a little makeshift altar outside, out of rocks and driftwood or whatever, is the local material. Always give them theirs first. Don't drink before them. So I should have specified that, but I just did. Um, yeah, so that's the first place you can start. Learn the local food. Buy some local food. You can give that first portion as an offering. You can learn the local alcohol, give that first portion as an offering. Um, there are also a lot of options to take, like nature walks and nature hikes, and learn the local herbs and medicine. That's something that I do pretty much everywhere that I go. You can buy a local book that will teach you about the local flora, and you can start sort of looking up the magical properties of that, the medicinal properties of that. Again, this is another way to acknowledge and respect and honor the space and the region that you're in. I think that in learning, if I didn't say this already, learning the local mythology before you go is a big deal, because you'll be able to look, through several civilizations of people in most areas, and how their people have developed, and the customs and traditions they have developed. I think I did say that at the beginning. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt to emphasize this stuff. So I think that there is information out there now that if you are, of a different skin color, and you go to a region where their skin color is not the same as theirs, you cannot appreciate their culture, and you cannot honor the land and the spirits of that land. Now, I'm not saying you should work with these spirits. These are two different things that I'm telling you, and that's why I think this needs to be spoken about. I'm not telling you to start working with those spirits. I am telling you that it is okay to honor those spirits. It is, and it's more than okay. It is respectful, and it is the correct thing to do when you are visiting a land that is not yours. Um, it is never going to be seen as disrespectful to look into the mythology, the cultural beliefs, the traditions, the religious practices, the ceremonies that the people commit to when you are visiting a place. So I just really think it's an important time to talk about this, and to sort of draw these distinctions between appropriation and appreciation. And a lot of times you'll travel places and you'll begin to see similarities with, your own cultural traditions, because a lot of them run parallel to each other and then eventually run into each other. You may even travel to a place where, you know, you have a little bit of that heritage in you and you want to learn more about it. And I want to encourage you to do that. Nobody can tell you what parts and pieces to leave out of your bloodline, okay? And if there is a connection that you feel and you're 5% of something and you want to go learn about that part of yourself and that part of your history and that part of your ancestors and their traditions and their lands out of respect, that is 100% the thing that you should be doing. So if you needed a sign today, here is your sign. If you were waiting to hear this message, here is the message. Yeah, and I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover today on the second part of my offerings episode here. Feel free to send me ideas, or if there are things you want me to answer or speak about, you can send those to me at conjuredcardia@gmail.com. And as always, stop by the website, shop.conjuredcardia.com, to get your free root work and spell supply consultation. You can hit me up on the chat box that's available on my site, or you can email me and we can discuss your options and create a plan of action for you. I hope you all have a beautiful new moon tonight. I am holding a service for that. You can join me for New Moon in Gemini. I just posted a video about that on my social media pages, so you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, all under Conjured Cardia. Have a beautiful and blessed evening. I will talk to you all soon.